And fun fact, I think there's a section in Metal Gear Solid One where Otacon is talking about Metal Gear and the use of mechas and how he was inspired by Japanese animes. They actually show clips from this game of the Gundams being prepped. So
Yes.
there's a lot of police knots hat tips in the first Metal Gear Solid game, and particularly in the fourth game.
I just want you to know the more you talk about Metal Gear, the more I just want to be watching Metal Gear and not
I
this.
know, yeah.
Well, we could possibly do that at some point.
You can, absolutely.
I know Metal Gear like the back of my fucking hand.
Yeah, but still, you like
what about the non-canon games, though?
What do you mean? Like fucking
Revengeance?
No, that's canon.
Tactics?
Not really what I'm thinking of.
What
I'm
do you
thinking
mean
of
non-canon?
well, with
Are
the
you talking
Game
about
Boy.
like special ops? Like, yeah.
No, I'm well. Portable Ops is not
Portable Ops is canon. That's canon.
Is canon.
They're all canon. What are you talking about? Are you having a strong?
No, there's non-canon. There's a non-canon set of Metal Gear games. If you go from Snake's Revenge onwards, so Snake's Revenge is non-canon. The NES game, the Game Boy Metal Gear Solid Ghost Babel, that's non-canon. And it's just a rehash of MGS1. Then the Portal Ops, yeah, Metal Gear Acid 1 and 2, they're non-canon as well.
Are you sure they're non-canon?
They're non-canon, yep. Basically because the Snake in those games couldn't possibly exist. Backstories and stuff like that. So, and there's one more in the group I can't remember off the top of my head. Not Survive. There's another one more recent, but yeah. Anyway, I think it was probably Portable Ops. That's the one that's kind of on the outskirts. You can treat it as not as canon, but you can equally treat it as non-canon, depending on if it fits into your timeline.
I'm almost certain Portable Ops is meant to be canon.
Yeah, but then they say it would have been, and then Peace Walker came around and kind of like did it better. So you can take it or leave it. I think For what it's worth, I think it's canon, but there's a few plot holes now since the other games have come out. So so we have Bob here, who is a proverbial old cop who's been demoted so much he's now the receptionist, and you can tell that's really added to his mood. He's just so happy to help with you. And it's also the first indication that the Policenauts aren't really that big a deal as they were hoping to be. Or at least some of them aren't anyway. So yeah, those Gundams that are parked outside are run by the advanced police, who are all Frozeners like Redwood. While all the human cops basically get desk jobs, essentially. What's also very apparent in this game or in talking to this guy here, is that this is a very Japanese colony, basically because of the influence of the big conglomerate of the Umbrella Corp. So, it would be the hypothetical if Japan had got involved in the space race, and if they had won, they'd have a Japanese colony essentially. Oh, that's cool. Ed runs Vice. That's good, right? Question. Yeah, it's got a terrible future. Vice is now useless. They don't even do anything anymore. It's all the robots now. That's what the real crime is.
Bunch of freeloaders.
Pretty much. It's like, back in the 80s, voice would mean something. Yeah, dude, but I don't care. I get paid, man. Leave me alone. Yeah, so you can tell this guy is absolutely no fucking help at all. Yeah, this guy not actually recognizing one of the 5 guys who founded it. That shows you where we're at on the totem pole here. It's just dickhead. So I can tell they all love Ed. They all think it's great.
Merrill.
Does look like they're all the same, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Again, just the idea that the vice department of this police are just like one guy eating a hamburger, one really bored woman, and an old guy snoring. This is the police force that we came here to see. There we go. I'm just sitting.
Oh, did I strike this pose for you?
How's it going, buddy?
Let me touch you.
Oh my god, your skin is so soft. Tell me your secrets. I went missing for 25 years. You should try it sometime. It really works. Now, one of my favorite tropes, the old detective who just wants to retire, but he's brought back in one last time.
All I see is a little pussy.
No, bitch.
Well, I mean, he's definitely going to die one day from retirement.
Yeah, that is the trope. That is how it plays out. In fairness, I think he might get away with it, Dennis, because he's 3 years away from retirement. So I think he's okay. I think he's out of the woods.
His eyebrows are fabulous.
Aren't they? Like I said, cold storage does wonders for your face. Why won't you help me? I'm old. I'm old and scared, and there are wolves after me. As you can, what's implied there is that Gates, another former Policenaut, is the chief of police. So Foxy, you're right. That is actually Merrill.
Mm-hmm. With the Foxhound logo?
Yes, the old one.
Yeah, the original one.
Yes, because this is this was obviously made before Metal Gear Solid 1, so this character actually existed in Kojima's head beforehand. It's a nice little hat tip. And funny enough, when you actually ask Meryl about it, you get an indication of where Kojima was going with Metal Gear Solid, or with Metal Gear, before he did the Solid game. And emotional damage. Guilt trip, guilt trip, guilt trip.
なんてこったあと3年だぞあと3年で無事定年だってのにたくジョナサン表だっては協力できんからなそれから無茶は無茶だぞ無茶は分かってるさエド心配するなお前の心配するのが一番心配なんだそれからメリルにデイブ
Another wonderful example of name recycling. The other guy invites is Dave, which is Solid Snake's real name.
I thought that was more of a reference to the fact that David Hayter was the voice.
Because Dave Hayter wouldn't have got the gig at this point. So
no, I mean for Snake when he reveals his name
for
is
Snake.
David.
Ah.
Yeah. I always thought that was a tip of the hat to David Hayter.
Yeah. I think it was only real. It's only when they revealed they note that
That's Barland.
Liquid's name was Eli. That you can see there was a biblical reference rather than just coincidence.
Yeah.
David and Eli. Dave is one of those weirdos that likes that thinks we should never have gone to space at all, even though he was born here. What a fool. So yes, if you were to consider all the Kojima games in all one big universe, then essentially whatever happened at the end of Metal Gear Solid 4, Meryl basically just goes to space and ends up here 25 years later, which is an interesting premise. Yeah, you could see it happen. In fairness, but yeah, like the Foxhound tattoo was a nice little hat tip, all right. And again,
not only that, like Zanzibar Land was also referenced as well.
That was the Metal Gear 2, yeah.
So you could actually take this as if like in an alternate universe that Meryl did go to space after Zanzibar Land.
Yeah, essentially, this is working on the premise that the Solid section of games never existed and went from there. So if Meryl and Snake and everyone else that was in that group, in that core, would have gone from there. Yeah, I think it still kind of works hypothetically because there's still enough of a time difference, like 30-year difference between 25-year difference between Metal Gear Solid 4 and this game. So it is possible. But I think there's the other game in that series in Snatcher, which is the one before this, that was set actually a few years after this. So they all could live in the same universe, hypothetically. And hilariously enough, in the Snatcher game, your little robot buddy is a miniature Metal Gear, which is a little we got a little hat tip to that in the fourth Metal Gear game as well. Yeah, you're right. It looks far too boring to leave anything. Okay, we have a Victor. That's good. So again, this is one of those parts where you have to like exercise all dialogue to proceed. Yes, they even brought McDonald's to space, folks. Anything is possible in the future.
Well, hold on. Didn't in real life wasn't there? Didn't they get Pizza Hut in space?
Yeah, they I think they they desiccate, they reconstitute, they reconstitute food, because of the gravity stuff, and I think some of it can be frozen and redone, stuff like that. It has improved a lot in fairness, but I'm not as much of a space nerd as they should be to know the actual answer to that question.
I think it's some record or something like that, like a publicity fucking thing.
Yeah. But no, certainly for the actual space food stuff, like half of it's all desiccated stuff, and then you add the water to it when you're in space to actually get the food. So
yeah, I know you can kind of get you can get like astronaut ice cream and stuff like that, where it's
yes,
dehydrated ice cream.
Then you do it yourself, yeah.
Essentially, they use the same technology that's used for the MREs for military.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Like, literally a bunch of powder, add water, and you can make fucking eggs out of it.
Yep, pretty much,
Yeah,
yeah. Like
rank,
it's they are rank,
powder, you ever had powdered eggs? I've had powdered eggs. They're fucking rank.
Yeah, not pleasant. I mean, in a previous job, I had to work with like skim milk, like desiccated milk.
Yeah.
Oh, the smell of it is unpleasant.
I mean, like, obviously, look, life or death situation, it'll do.
Yeah, but that's exactly it. It's like
it's
the luxury of having
it's sustenance.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to say, it reminds me of you know the Matrix. You know when they're eating the slop when they're out of the Matrix because it just has all the like nutritional value they need. And that's kind of just it.
Yeah.
It's not about flavor. It's just about this has vitamins. Eat it.
Yeah, like have you guys ever tried a calorie mate?
Oh wait, yes I have. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the one. That's the really high. That's the drink.
No, it's not a drink. It's a biscuit. I thought it was a drink as well.
Oh no. Okay, I'm thinking of a different thing.
Yeah, I thought I had I think I may actually try and do the pack it out, but it's actually it's referencing Snake Eater. If you ever play that game, and every now and then you get like a calorie mate, and it's like great standard company stuff like that. It is just a biscuit. It's a shortbread. Shortbread. Thank you. Just different flavors. But like the whole point of it is that it has all of your kind of like electrolytes and your salt, your elements for the day essentially. So in theory, you
could eat one and be sorted.
100% of everything you need for the day. Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's not the most palatable. Because I think we tried 5 different flavors, and the original one was cheese, which I don't know why they picked that as the original flavor. But then like there's a berry one that doesn't taste like berry. There's like a vanilla one that doesn't taste like vanilla.
It's just like didn't I see there's a drink in I know it's in the States anyway. It's literally called Soylent. And it's meant to be like 100% of your requirements, like so it's a meal replacement, but it's like it doesn't look right. Look it up. See what I'm talking about?
Look now, yeah.
No, it's literally called Soylent, like that. Yeah, like Soylent Green. It's people, but obviously it's not people.
You're right, Dennis. It is Soylent. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much like your any meal you need is all in just one bottle essentially.
Yeah. Which just doesn't sit right with me. You know, I've had meal replacements. I've used meal replacements. I still use meal replacements, and that's fine and all that. But I don't know. They never purport to be. You know.
No.
You can completely replace your diet with these. You know, I don't know that one. See, maybe I just seen weird advertising for it or something. I don't know, but I
think what people also always forget is that, like, even with stuff like this, like, there's a reason why we even as a species we don't do stuff like this, because our organs are not used to just filtering everything at once. You know what I mean? Like, so even like stuff like simple things like doing creatine powder, there's a lot of protein in a big batch. Like that protein retains in the kidneys, and that erodes, you know, your walls. You know, it's not good for your kidneys, and it's not good for your filtration. Just get everything all at once, you know. the reason why we
I drink a lot of protein, man.
yeah, but yeah, like I said, your kidneys are taking a hit from that. Like even the multivitamins, those tablets are a bit of a whack to the kidneys.
Well,
as
I don't take multivitamins because the reason I don't take multivitamins is because I'm not deficient. And I think you only really need to take multivitamins when you're deficient, because otherwise you're just creating expensive piss.
Exactly. And no, that you're absolutely right. And it's the same with these ones. Like if you don't need it, don't use it. Is the kind of the premise. Like especially if you're already eating what you need anyway. Like if you're heavy on carbs or heavy on protein, your body will adapt to that anyway because you're not. It's a more sustained hit rather than just like really.
Yeah. So I'll generally consume an excess of protein if I am generally after I come back from the gym or something like that. That's
but you're in a deficiency.
That's for the cycle. That's for yeah, exactly. That's for the rebuilding of the muscle tissue that I've torn while. Because that is what you were doing when you were working out. You're essentially tearing your muscle and rebuilding it. That's in a very, very layman's terms. That's essentially what you're doing.
Precisely,
so helps you build it back.
And especially then for aspects of the lactic as well, that's going to have to break through and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So yeah, it's all part of the thing. But like this is why like certain things have a certain caveat to them because yes, in theory, you have everything you need in one handy drink, but do you actually need that one drink, or would you rather have the habits to the body clock instead? And that's actually more valuable to you, especially for your metabolism.
Oh, look, I mean, I have terrible metabolism. That's part of the problem. But I mean, I'd love to. It's at the point with me where I'd love to be. To have my 3 squares a meal, 3 squares a day, and then kind of keep going, but that's just not. It's not do like well, it is do, but I mean like I find 10 for me personally. Like a lot of times before I go to work, I'm not hungry, so I won't really eat. I maybe have some fruit and or a smoothie or a cup of coffee. That'll be about it.
Like it's always almost the 2 limiting factors is always the portion size and the time. Like that's and pretty much you set your body clock to those 3 things, and everything else in between is either you're in calorie deficit or calorie advantage, and balance it out that way. Some actual nutrition information for you all there. So this is the first time I think this series has been educational, which is good because this next session is going to be techno babble to fuck. So
oh my god! And on that note, I'm going to bed. So
I think that's a good time to stop then. Yeah.